So section three is completing your profile, and this is basically getting your business ready to either start building a Paydex or applying for funding. Okay, and really just depending on what your goals are determines on what you're gonna do, right? So what is essential for funding? The business checking account. Okay, that is all that is required if you want to go ahead and get business credit cards or apply for like the business loans or business lines of credit, right? The DUNS number, that is not, this isn't required. This is mainly to be able to build a Paydex score. And really, the main lenders that look at Paydex, really, they're suppliers, right? They extend these vendor credit accounts and they make, like, for example, a net 30, really, it's just 30 days to pay off the invoice. And really, they're tracking your payment history, like the payment experience, like how you're handling those invoices. So it's primarily used with suppliers, but some commercial insurance groups use it, right? But as far as lenders, I haven't really. There's really not a lot of lenders that use it. I don't. There's mainly vendor credit, right? Suppliers. Either way, though, I'm still gonna show you how to build it all. What just know that right now to be able to build the Paydex, you need your DUNS number, okay? And I'm gonna explain the difference of all this later on in these sections as well, okay? And how Paydex is used. So to get your DUNS number, you go here to Duns and Bradstreet, right? And once it loads up, you just select Get Started. Okay, you might have to scroll down. Okay, there it is, and then you click U.S. based business, and you put in your business zip code. You start filling everything out. It'll look you up. If you're not in their database, then it'll get you the DUNS number. You select the package, select free. You don't have to pay for their monitoring system unless you want to, but the free version's fine. And that is it, right? Like that's how you get your DUNS number. Okay. You just go to their website. Remember to use the address and other relevant information on your articles of organization or corporation, right? Like your state docs. Okay. And then also you can consider looking at the industry code for established businesses, right? Sometimes the industry code could be in a restricted category, and you just want to update that, and it'll give you the prompts as you're basically either logging in to make an update or to register your new DMB number. Okay, now for funding, really, actually, this is required regardless, like whether you do a Paydex or not. Okay, you're gonna want to have a business checking account. And these are just recommendations. You can go to any bank you want, right? I'm just kind of just throwing out some recommendations just because some people sometimes they get hung up on what is the best or what they should do, and if you give someone a recommendation, sometimes it just allows them to move faster. But anyways, at the end of the day, do what you want. Bank of America is nice, mainly if you're making more than 20 grand a month in revenue because of the preferred rewards program. You just get a bunch of great benefits. You can go directly to their website and read about it. But that's why I like Bank of America business checking, okay? Now, if you're making less than 20 grand a month in revenue, consider US Bank. Some of their accounts have no monthly fees. This is as of March of 2025, okay? That's the last time I checked. At any rate, you're welcome to go out there and see what accounts they have. Then there's also this fintech lender, Mercury, or fintech bank called Mercury. They're online only banking. The only issue with them is that if you some lenders don't accept bank statements from online only banks. So, and again, it depends like on the product they're applying for, right? Like for the most common time someone ever asks for bank statements is like a merchant cash advance. A lot of merchant cash advance lenders, they don't like the bank statements provided by Mercury or like other online only banks or fintech banks. I don't know why, but I think they just prefer the traditional because they've just seen it more, right? But again, Mercury is an option. There's tons of different online banks that you can go through, or a local credit union. Generally, they also have low maintenance fees. They're very nice, and it can position you in the future to apply for business credit cards and business funding because they're very relationship based. And I'll get into it in section 5, right? The funding mastery on the banks and how to get the funding. So really, honestly, if you're new, You don't have to go to the bigger banks. You can consider going to one of these smaller ones, right? And if you position yourself in a, what's it called, in a very good way, then you can you can look for the bank ahead of time that offers the product you want. Then you open the checking account there. Once you get the checking account open, you maintain the account for a while. If you want, you can do some large deposits. You don't have to, but the point is that basically you already have the relationship, and then down the road you apply for whatever product you were looking at, and that's what I was saying here, right? And then the one thing is, yeah, they may have limited branches, but those are really your options for the business checking accounts. Whatever you decide to do, just do something. Again, you don't necessarily have to pick off this list. It's just recommendations to help you out. Okay. And then just to recap, so if you want to build a Paydex score, then you're welcome to go and get a free, like your DUNS number. It is required just only for that. But if you want to get funding, right, really your business should always have a business checking account. So this is required regardless, whatever path you choose. The Paydex, this is only required for Paydex, okay? And now section 4, I break down what Paydex is, how to build it. Section 5, I go into like the funding, like basically all the funding details, okay? Like how you can get started on funding. So let's continue.